Okay. Vita. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man.
I'm looking good, I'm feeling good. Can't nobody mess with me. It's Big BOSSHOGGKPO. Ripping that 713. Man, what it do? What it do? Still with the cam, sound like a lamb. Big boss hog, boss dog, K-Po through the door. Hit the top this box and fuck it in my soliloquy. You already know what type of energy I got. You already know what time it is. Tough times don't last, because people do not self. Cut them in the pile, make me matter. Peak game, 84's a wood swing. Buckle up, get your seatbelts, strap yourself down, pause. Big pause on that. You know, there's some weirdos out here, man. You know what I'm saying? You got boys out here, man. They strapping each other. That's childish. I don't care. Anyway, let's talk boxing. Bud buddies, what you doing? Huh? What y'all doing, bro? You know, we got some new ones that came over here. Y'all know me, man. If you don't know who I am, I'm Big BOSSHOGGKPO through the door. Right? You know, they coming over here after my last video I dropped talking about Canelo and Terrence Crawford, they cherry picking, right? One brother come over here trying to bring up Terrence Crawford resume again. If another boy bring up Terrence Crawford resume, you gon' I'm telling, all right? Matter of fact, I don't care. Y'all gonna need that suicide hotline. It's 988. Make sure you call it. Let me tell you something. Terrence Crawford, bro, resume is lackluster. He has accolades because he been getting that top rank special. What's the top rank special? Hey, we gonna put you in a bunch of title fights, right? A bunch of guys who are champions that shouldn't be champions. We gonna put you in there, right? That's what they did. That's what they did for him. He became undisputed. So his first undisputed title, to me, I give him credit, but it kind of was a fluke, right? The dude tried to bring up, Victor Postal, Victor Postal and Dongo, undefeated Dongo. And Dongo fought in Germany his whole career in Africa. He fought one fight in America prior to, well, matter of fact, he didn't fight no fights in America prior to fighting Terrence Crawford. His first fight in America was against Terrence Crawford. So he wasn't fighting no real smoke. So what are we talking about? How does Terrence Crawford get credit for that? Make that make sense. How do he get credit for that? He beat Ndongo, right? He ain't fight no real smoke, no tough competition at 140. Now, I'll say this. Around that time, wasn't really no action at 140, right? So he just fought who was in front of him. But he still ain't fight nobody. He moved to 147. Now, this is where it gets hectic. But it's talking about, nobody wanted to fight him. Everybody wanted to fight him. You know, PBC was sending their fighters, to fight him at 140. But when they got to 147, they weren't sending their fighters. Go over there then. I don't understand. If you felt like, hey, they not sending their fighters over there, they fighters scared, why did you go? Why did you re-sign with Top Rank? You had potential to go over there and sign with them and align yourself with Al Heyman. You were viewed as one of the best fighters in the world. He's always been viewed that way, right? So if he's been always viewed that way, why wouldn't he be able to get them fights? If he would have went over there, he would have got all them fights. All of them. He would have got all them fights. Easily. Because they was already doing a tournament with PBC anyway. Between their welterweights. Right? They had all the champions. Top Rank does it all the time. At these lower weight classes. Right? They did it at 135 when all the belts was over there. When Devin had to go sign with them. Right? They fighters weren't going and fighting on PBC and other networks. They was fighting on ESPN, a Top Rank event. They did that at 135 when they had all the belts. The only person who had a belt at that weight class that was on the outside was Tank. When they had Lomachenko and the racists and Devin Haney and all them, those they did a tournament, a lightweight tournament, right? On Top Rank. Nobody was complaining about that. When you got all the champions, you know, you go over there. Devin Haney went over to Top Rank. Why Terrence Crawford couldn't do that? So I'm not trying to hear that stuff, bro. I'm not trying to hear nothing. I'm not trying to hear no excuses about, oh, he was calling him out. He was calling. He should have went over there. He should have hung up the phone and went over there. Got in his car, drove over there and said, hey, I'm here now. Let's get it cracking. That's what he should have did. He didn't do it, right? He didn't do it. He should have went where they was. He should have said, you know what? I'm feeling gangster today, man. Let me go over there and see what they talking about. No, not Bud. He re-signed with Top Rank. But was hiding behind Bob Arum talking about, I need to get the fights. They don't want to fight me. They sent. And this the thing. This what gets me about you Bud Booty words. Y'all repeat what he said. Because he said that. Oh, they PBC was sending, you know, Diaz and all of them over there, you know, but then they don't want me to fight none of their top fighters. Go over there then. Go over there. I don't see what the problem is. You could have went over there and wrecked all of that. That PBC tournament, you could have wrecked all of that stuff. You could have dominated. You could have had a prime Keith Thurman, prime Danny Garcia, prime Shawn Porter, prime Errol Spence on your resume. It would have been no issue. Mikey Garcia, you could have had all that. No, you didn't do that, bro. You believed in Bob. You stuck with Bob Arum. And I keep telling you, Bob Arum, when you get to a certain point as a black fighter, he done with you, bro. He cool with you when you a prospect. When you a prospect, you low in, yeah, he willing to vouch for you. You know, he only stick with them non-black fighters, them Europeans. That's what he stick with. That's why Lomachenko's able to do what he want. Lomachenko said, I mean no fight. He said, oh, that's okay. Lomachenko say he don't want to fight. He don't got to fight. Let one of them black fighters over there be like, I don't want to fight. He gonna trash him. Keyshawn Davis is talking about he don't want to fight for the rest of the year. I don't understand that. He's wasting my time. I could have went out and bought a yacht with the money I'm wasting on that black bastard. I'm telling you, bro. He Jewish, bro. Come on, man. What are we talking about, bro? But y'all Bud Booty words want to sit here and try to come over here and think that you're gonna have me beat. You not messing with the boss hog when it comes to this boxing talk. In anything, when it comes to any fighter, you're not messing with boss when it comes to boxing talk. I'm sorry. You could come over here with your fan glasses on and you're hating on him. You're hating. This is what I see when I see your comments. You're hating. This is the voice I hear. Oh my God, you don't know boxing. You're hating on him. Terrence Crawford fought the best fights. He has the best resume. He fought Victor Postal, and you know he fought the same fighters that Errol Spence fought. Oh really? He did. He did fight the same fighters that Errol Spence fought. Name wise, he fought the same fighters. Prime-wise, he didn't. He didn't fight an in-prime Shawn Porter. Right? He fought a Porter that really didn't want to fight that man, bro. Terrence Crawford really didn't want to fight Shawn Porter. He had to call. It's on record. He even said, bro, I had to call Shawn Porter and be like, hey, I guess we got to fight. Because if I don't fight you, I got to drop the belt. And I don't want to do that. He had to call Shawn Porter, right? And peep this. He even declined to fight Shawn Porter the first time. He said, I'm in line to fight Manny Pacquiao. I really didn't want to fight Shawn Porter, right? But he told Shawn, I'm finna fight Manny Pacquiao, so I'm not fight. We ain't got to fight. But then Manny Pacquiao's like, you thought. So then he had to go renegotiate with Shawn Porter, or he was finna get his belt taken from him. Bro, stop playing with me, bro. Then the Bud Booty word, I'm cooking right now. The Bud Booty word in the comment section was like, oh, he knocked out Shawn Porter. Something Errol didn't do. He was losing to Shawn Porter. Something Errol wasn't doing. Now, granted, it was a close competitive fight, right? Some people had it a draw. up until the knockdown, and I that's what I had. I had it a draw up until the knockdown, until Errol knocked him down. That's why I think got Errol to fight, that knockdown. I'm real about that. When Errol fought Shawn Porter, that knockdown was the difference, okay? Because y'all want to sit there and be like, oh, Errol went tooth and nail with Shawn Porter. Terrence Crawford stopped him. Terrence Crawford did stop him, but Terrence Crawford was losing on the cards. Why did Terrence Crawford's team tell him in the corner, hey, you losing? Huh? Go back and listen. I know Bud Buddy gonna try to pull up the scorecards. No. Why did his team tell him? Nobody can answer this question. Why did his team tell him he's losing? So they lied to him? Huh? Did they lie to Terrence Crawford? Why did Terrence Crawford team tell him he's losing on the scorecards? He said, hey, brother, you down. He said, I'm down? How? You're down. Come on, you got to focus. And he locked in, boop, 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 and stopped Shawn Porter. And truthfully, it wasn't even like he stopped him. His dad jumped on the apron and stopped it. Because his dad, his reason for that, Shawn Porter's dad said, I know he didn't train how I wanted him to train for that fight. So any adversity that he went through, I was going to stop the fight anywhere it go. So his dad had made his mind made up already. He already had his mind made up that he was going to stop the fight if any adversity that he faced. Right? Now, if that nigga trained like he trained for Errol, you notice the fights be different when they fight Errol. They get up for Errol Spence. They don't get up for Terrence Crawford. Right? When they finna fight Errol, they turn up. They're like, yeah, we're gonna fight Errol. We're gonna Terrence Crawford. They're like, I mean, I'll fight him. You know? That's just what it is, bro. Because they know they in for a fight with Errol. Errol gonna fight. You know? Now, Bud gonna fight too. You know, don't get it twisted. Bud got a very exciting style. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of Terrence Crawford's boxing style. He coming to get you. He ain't doing none of that running around and I'm gonna. Nah, he want to fight. You hit him, he like, all right, let me get my get back. I admire that. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? But the problem I have in the sport of boxing is this, and I'm finna tell you the real reason why my channel was created. Too many sack chasers are in the sport of boxing. They want to fanboy one fighter, uplift another one, put down the other one. When we can respect both fighters. You've never heard me disrespect Terrence Crawford, but I'm very honest. The nigga ain't fought nobody, bro, but Errol. Now he finna get a payday. I need boys to be real, bro. That's what it is. Boys don't want to be real because that's their favorite fighter. So they want to sit here and try to hype up stuff, and anything this man say, y'all want to sit here and hype it up. Oh, PBC, they were sending their fighters over there. Man, nobody trying to hear that stuff, bro. See, I told y'all, Terrence Crawford, that abusive boyfriend to y'all. He beat y'all, he peeled. That man pee on y'all everything. I still love him. He shot you in your face. I still love him. I don't want him to go to jail. Bro, you tripping, bro. Y'all be tripping. Like, what are you on, bro? Like, who comes up with this stuff? Who has this logic that y'all be having? I be sitting here amazed at like the stuff y'all be saying. I be like, bro, what is Buddy on? Y'all be delusional. Like, I get it. Like, if you sit there and you just outright say like, hey, look, regardless of Terrence Crawford's resume, I've had dudes say this. Regardless of Terrence Crawford's resume, I feel like he could beat anybody at 147 to 154. Regardless of his resume, he can fight. I can respect that. I ain't got no rebuttal for that. Right? Because that's more of an opinion, right? That's more of an opinion. I'm not going to disagree with you there. But you can't sit here and disprove facts. You trying to sit here and take something factual and make it make it into your own perspective. Oh, Terrence Crawford, he fought top competition. Where? Where did he fight? The only top competition he fought is Errol. That's it. Right? And I already know I'm ahead of y'all. Oh, well, y'all was saying something was wrong with Errol. You know, y'all was saying something was wrong with him. You ain't never heard me make no excuses. All I said was, I said, man, he ain't look like himself. I said, but I ain't gonna make no excuses. Congratulations to Terrence Crawford. He beat Errol Spence. You ain't never heard me say anything like, oh, Errol's sick, Errol this, Errol that. If people feel like that, that's their perspective. I'm not here to change and argue that. All I'm saying at the end of the day is when it come down to Errol, you know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford beat him. And Terrence Crawford, I just saw an interview recently where he said, look, Errol Spence is still a top fighter. Jay Will, shout out to you because Jay Will said this. He said Errol Spence will beat everybody else at 147. He just can't beat me. He said, I believe Errol Spence is still a top fighter in boxing. He said Errol Spence will beat everybody else. He just can't beat me. I respected it. I'm not finna sit here and I ain't have no rebuttal for that. I was like, he was like, I believe Errol Spence will whoop every other fighter. He just can't beat me. He said my style is a problem for him. He said, I knew that going into the fight. Go check out the interview. Go look at what he said. See, Terrence Crawford not sitting there saying, oh, Errol Spence sucked. Terrence Crawford getting Errol credit. Terrence Crawford like, man, Errol Spence is, you know, he a top. And I only don't talk about Errol because y'all keep bringing this nigga up. We talking about Canelo, y'all bringing up Errol. I'm like, bro, what does Errol Spence got to do with Canelo Alvarez? Absolutely nothing. They don't fight alike. They different races. You know what I'm saying? You know, Errol Spence from Texas. You know what I'm saying? Canelo from Mexico. No, not granted. Mexico used to be Texas back in the day. But it don't matter. The fact of the matter, yo, or Texas used to be Mexico back in the day. All I'm saying at the end of the day, to keep it 1,000, bro, is just like, look, when you look at the totality of the circumstances, y'all butt booty warriors are retarded and delusional. You need to get your fanboy glasses off, right? And learn the truth in boxing. That's it. And if you don't, I have no problem body bagging and toe tagging you. You let me know what you think, though. Boss gone.